Okay, been dumpster diving again. And I found these 3 speakers and rescued them from the trash. Obviously these were part out of a home cinema surround sound system. But I found these 3 speakers, brought them home, and now let's test them and see if they're any good. So here's one of the speakers. I don't know how well you can see that on the camera, but if I just poke in with my thumb here, you can actually see the size of the actual speaker right there. It's a lot smaller than I thought it would be. There seems to be another one right there, although I'm not sure if that's a tweeter or a bass reflex port. So let's take it apart and see. Already removed the screws. Now if I can just get this back off, that'll be just great. Let's see what we have inside. Well, I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Yep, no tweeter in there, just a little port. And the speaker itself. There appears to be some kind of weird thing here with a capacitor and something else in there. Don't know if maybe that's a fuse or something. I really don't know what that is. Definitely not a crossover network because there's only one speaker in this thing. Anyway, I'm going to just test this with my meter and see if it's still okay. And then I'm going to hook it up and see how it sounds, and do the same with the other speakers. Let's see what resolution, what impedance we have here. And we have 11.5. That's kind of weird. Should be 8 ohms. So that is way out. But at least it's not open or shorted, so that's good. Now I'm just trying to get this back on. There we go. Okay, I've got it hooked up. So let's see what we have.
Yeah, I think we should go to teamslikeFridays.com and go to
okay.
there for us to look at, since we can't eat because we're computers.
I really should check my tapes before I start recording. Microsoft Sam thing there. It's on the reel-to-reel. Okay, music time now, because I've got something better queued up on the reel-to-reel, though couldn't really see it because my ugly bolt was in the way. So this is pretty much how it sounds. I don't think these have got very much of a good high frequency response. Can you hear that noise outside? It's a flying saucer going over. Let's just wait till that's finished. Any day now. Anyway, like I was saying, that's the levels flat. Now I'm going to draw it with the treble turned all the way up. This is with the treble all the way up, and it's not really any different. Okay, let's turn down. And I'm going to put it back to normal. Now the bass. But you know what? Let's do a little experiment here. I've put an elliptical speaker in there now. It's actually the driver out of one of those weird horn things that I have. So I'm just going to close this up and we'll take a listen. Same music again. Let's see, or rather let's hear what we have. Okay, so that's how music sounds through it. And for those of you who want to know, Because I know I'll get about a bazillion comments saying, what's the song, what's the song, what's the song, name song please. Well, I don't know actually. I found it on YouTube. It was on a video CD, no, not video CD, a Laserdisc presentation video thing. Anyway, now I'm going to try this with one more speaker. Well everybody, it does look like I made a little mistake in judging the speaker size. This is the original speaker out of the cabinet. This is the original driver out of the Dora brand. And you can see quite clearly that that's quite a bit smaller. And this is the speaker that I used, the elliptical speaker. But I'm still going to stick that speaker in there and see what we get. So here's my solution. Seal around the edge of the speaker with hot glue. That way it's perfectly sealed, covers up the hole nicely. And some of you are screaming at me that this isn't a professional job. I know some of you speaker professionals out there. That cabinet's not tuned to that driver. Well, screw you. Okay, just hope those contacts stay on the speaker, because they don't actually fit properly. Just seal this up. Connect it up. And let's hear how it sounds. I don't know how this is going to sound myself, because this is the first time I've tested it. Let's hear the results. Oh, listen to that high. And it's a bit too loud. Oh, never mind. I've recorded over it with myself waffling on. Well, I can definitely say that with that speaker in it, this is the best high frequency response so far. Now it's time to put speakers head to head. First of all, just to demonstrate what I'm about to do, I've taken two speakers. This is the one that was in that Technics speaker, and this is that oval speaker. I put a switch here between the speakers and the amplifier so I can switch from speaker to speaker. I've got some pretty bass heavy music on the reel-to-reel. So that's this speaker going. Don't know if you can see it moving. I switch the switch. The other speaker's now going. Big difference in the sensitivity there. This speaker's almost doing nothing. Let's turn that up quite a bit. Switch over to the other speaker. Oh, look at it go! Let's back that volume off a bit. The speaker will tear itself apart. Strange thing is, these are both 8 ohm speakers. Well, this one's supposed to be 8 ohms, but it measured 11 on the meter. So really, this one shouldn't be much less sensitive than this one. Guess it shows you which is the better speaker. Anyway, before the speakers battle it out head to head to see which is the better speaker, I thought first, since we haven't listened to this center speaker yet, we'll listen to how good that sounds and then do the experiments with the speakers. So this is the center speaker. Seems to be pretty good on the bass. And I've got the controls set flat. Treble doesn't seem as good though. Let's just turn the treble up a bit. Okay, that's enough of that. Here we have the two speakers. The one on the left is the modified speaker. This is the one that has the Dora brand driver in it. And this one still has its original speaker. So let's play music through these speakers and see which one sounds better. go. Just making sure the amplifier's on flat response. So we're listening to this speaker at the moment. Now I'm going to switch over to this one. If I can just get this switch. So we're now listening to this speaker. We'll switch over to this one again. Well, in terms of sound quality, bass-wise they both seem to be about the same. However, this one does seem more sensitive and does have better high frequency response. Most likely because this one has a 4 ohm speaker in it and this one is an 8 ohm speaker. Now, unmodified Durabrand versus unmodified Technics. This is the Technics speaker. And I'll switch over to the Durabrand. Back to the Technics. Now back to the Durabrand. Now back to the Technics. And finally back to the Durabrand again. Well, I think that's pretty conclusive. This definitely sounds better than that. It wins hands down, there's absolutely no doubt about it. Even though this is a little bit buzzy at high volume levels, it still sounds better than this does. And finally, Durabrand speaker versus Technics speaker with Durabrand driver in it. This is the modified Technics we're hearing. Now I'll switch over to the Durabrand. Well, no doubt about it, this little one sounds better than this one. Well, I thought before I go I'd better pit the Durabrand speaker against the centre speaker. Be rude not to, wouldn't it? So, let's hear the difference between this speaker, which sounded better than this speaker, modified or unmodified, and see how it fares up against this speaker. With a little bit of Chaz and Dave. That's this speaker right now we're hearing. I'll switch over. That's Durabrand. Okay, well, this one has more treble, this one has more bass. Sensitivity wise, there really isn't much difference. So there we go, that is, that concludes the sound test of the speakers. I think what I might do is still modify the other one and put the Durabrand driver in there because I like the look of these speakers, and putting the driver from the Durabrand speaker in there, even though it doesn't do anything to increase the bass response, it certainly does increase the treble response. And with this speaker here, what I might do is remove the tweeter and use this as a sub box because it does have some pretty good bass response to it. I'm going to use those over at my computer. So anyway, that's about it for now. So until next time, goodbye.